Well,
Okay.
hello
So what's
everybody,
blue
and welcome back to
and
G
doesn't
Bear's
weigh very
Off-Grid
much
Ways,
at
a
all?
homestead in the desert.
Light
Yeah, I'm out
blue.
here in the garage.
Ah,
The wind's finally calmed down again. They were calm this morning, even though we were supposed to have wind this morning. And then suddenly, around noontime, the winds came up a little bit, but they weren't really super strong. Just, I don't know, 12, 14 miles per hour. But then they died down again just now. As you can see, none of the trees out there or bushes are even moving, so it's nice and calm out there. But I had to come outside and get a hold of an item here that I can show you for What Is It Wednesday. And remember, What Is It Wednesday is for fun only now. It's just to test your knowledge and help you learn about different tools that are available out there. So, for the answer to the What Is It Wednesday that I'm going to do today, I'll probably do it in a short tomorrow and then do a regular video later on from there, because it doesn't take me long to explain what the item is for. So, here we go. I'm going to do it right over here on this piece of carpeting. Here is the item. Alright, looks like it's got some type of a little mesh screen there, and then it's got like a fish eyelet on there with a little ball on the end of it, and it's got a tag there that tells a little bit about what kind of tool it is, but I'm not going to let you see that. See, my thumb's covering it. But anyway, that's it right there. Alright, so it don't have to be the first four, but get your guesses in as what that is, and I'll let you know if you are correct or not. It's nice learning about new tools that are available and how to use them and things like that, isn't it? I've been a tool addict most of my life. I think I started being one back in the 50s. Oh, wait a minute. That makes me how old? All right. So anyway, kind of nice out here. Doggy daddy over there gathering some sun. Not too bad. All right, so I got a few things that I put on my list here, and I'll top it all off with a joke, of course, later on. But for right now, I want to tell you tomorrow is March 20th. And you know what that means? Yeah, first day of spring tomorrow. Cool. I love spring and early fall, not late fall. But I'm a sun worshiper. I like the heat. I like the sun. I'm not into the cold. I was born and raised in Rhode Island on the East Coast in New England. And I remember walking to school barefoot in the snow with barbed wire around my feet so I wouldn't slip. Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's the old thing. But yeah, I did. I can remember walking up to the bus stop in 2 feet of snow and sitting there for an hour waiting for the bus to come up just to find out that school was canceled. Amazing. Yep. So anyway, another thing is anybody else out there experiencing with their YouTube channels, their videos and stuff like that? I check on people's comments, and after I check on their comment, read their comment, and answer their comment, the little dot that shows up in front of the comment that lets you know that it's unread disappears. And then I'll go through a bunch of other comments, and once I got them all answered, all those dots are gone. And then a few minutes later, another one will pop in, and I look, and all of those ones that I've already answered all have the little dot back again, and I got to click on them to mark them as unread again. That just doesn't seem right. There's something wrong with that, and it's been happening for a long time. It's nothing new. I was just wondering if anybody else has that problem. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd be interested in knowing if I'm the only one that's having that problem. So, as you can see, there's still a little breeze out here, and the Skywriters have been gone all day, but now they're starting. Now, you're not going to tell me that that is a standard contrail. It just doesn't make sense at all. You know, what do? Turn his engine on there and turn his engine off there? Turn his engine on there and turn it off there? And come up over there and make a zigzag one, and that big streak going across there starting to expand out? That's not contrail. Nobody's going to tell me it is. Oh, by the way, this big long pipe that I have here, I'm going to use that and those two pipes right there and a few other pipes I have stored around here to make me a new gate for down at my entrance coming in on my private road. Right now I have a cable stretched across with a padlock on it. And I want to put a gate there, and I want to make it, if I can, a rolling gate so that it just rolls and slides into the property in between two other metal poles. And in order to do that, I need some special wheels and bearings and things like that. And I have to level out an area there and put some concrete in and put an upside down angle iron on the ground that the wheels roll on. And then I'll have to make sure that I keep it clean all the time. So I'm kind of like tossing it through the air and saying, well, you know, I don't want to have to go out there, open the gate halfway if I need to go somewhere in a hurry and find out there's a bunch of rocks have blown across my track. So I may do it with inflatable tires that can roll on the desert itself without having any special requirements. Well, like always, whenever I do anything here, I always get the idea, I toss it out there, and then I sit down and think about it, and then I sleep on it. And sometimes I just don't feel like doing anything. Like today, I could have come out here and got the other shade cloth up on that far wall over there and got that covered and ready. And instead, I was as useless as the G in lasagna. Oh, yeah, that was your joke today. But anyway, yeah, this is the type of shade cloth. That's a little tiny piece. I've got a big section of it right there in a ball that I'll have to lay out and untangle. And I want to do this whole wall across here with it. I may not do the door with it. The door I might just do with, I'm going to be using or taking that door out and the wire beside it. So I'm thinking I might be able to use that wire that's on that wall and that door on this door to finish this door off. And that'll let some air flow through in here and also let a little bit more sunlight in when summer comes around and the sun comes up over there. Okay, so also today I had a neighbor saw me leaving my gate to go down to the post office, and he stopped and backed his truck up, and he said, hey, I don't know if Jew or not, but are you G Bear from G Bear's Off Grid Ways? The reason I ask is I'm a fan of yours. I've been watching your channel for a while, and you know, he just introduced himself in that manner, and I would just look at him like, well, how come I've never seen you before? Well, I checked him out online, and he doesn't really have a channel. He just has his name registered on YouTube, but he's been a 10-year subscriber. 10 years he's been subscribing and supporting my channel. I don't remember ever seeing comments from him, although I kind of in the back of my mind I do think I've seen the name. His name is Jason, and I want to say shout out to Jason. How you doing out there, neighbor? He says he lives up the road up there around the corner or something. Well, someday I'll find out where and maybe have a visit and talk and see what's going on. So that was another thing that I had to bring up. All right, so let's step inside the garden house. See the wires all bent down here? I think the crows sit on that, and they've bent the wiring down. But there's going to be another piece of wire going up higher there, and I want this whole wall to be wire so that the sun can get in, because about noontime the sun will be right there above me, and then from noon until 8 or 9 p.m. at night through the summer, there'll be sunlight shining in my area here. But for the rest of the day it'll stay fairly cool because I got the shade cloth on the roof, and I'll have shade cloth on that wall over there. Then of course I got shade cloth here, and I got shade cloth on the roof of this section. So I'm hoping to keep it a little cooler in here so it doesn't roast all of my plants this year. Tomorrow I think is probably going to be the day to get out here and rototill. Get all this thing rototilled. By the way, that salad I made the other night with the fresh picked vegetables, outstanding. Oh my God, bursting with flavor. I just loved it. The only thing I wish I'd have done was come over here and clipped a couple of these sections of green onion off the top here, and added a little bit of onion for a little extra spice in that salad. That would have been really good. I had it with ranch dressing. It was just outrageously good. But look at how the stuff is starting to really blossom and bloom here. So it knows spring's in the way. Look at the buds up there on my grapevine just popping out, just loving it. And I should have pruned this grapevine back a lot further than I did. As you can see, there's quite a bunch of still branches on here. And grapevines, that's a strange thing about grapevines. If you prune them right and you prune them back a lot, I mean really prune them back a lot, they just burst with power when it comes springtime and they start popping their buds. They really burst with power, and they put out really nice, big, heavy clusters of juicy grapes. So, yeah, right to this area, back in 2022, I put tomatoes in right down in here. But that whole section right there is going to end up tomatoes. And remember I was mentioning that I wanted to put a good companion plant with them. And I don't know why it didn't pop into my head while I was saying that last time. But the best companion plant for tomatoes, and those you out there gardeners, you're getting ready to do your spring planting, the best for tomatoes is basil. Plant basil all around your tomato plants. They not only are they great companion plants and help the tomato plants grow and make the tomatoes taste a lot better, but they also help keep things like cutworms and that stuff away from your tomato plants. So that's a good thing to know, right? Now, also for an excellent natural fertilizer for tomatoes. Well, there's a few of them. One of them is that I use all the time because I eat eggs all the time, is eggshells. You clean and dry your eggshells, put them in a food processor or a blender, and grind them up into a powder. And be careful when you take the cover off of the blender, because there'll be a fine dust coming up out of there. And even though it just looks like a super fine dust and it looks harmless, it could actually irritate your lungs if you breathe that. So be careful about that. Let it set for a good hour before you pull the cover on your blender. And then you get that fine powder and just sprinkle it around once a week. Sprinkle some around the base of your tomato plant and water it in. That's a good one. The other one is nettle, known as stinging nettle. Use gloves when you pick the stuff, but dry it and mulch it and put it in with your soil with your tomatoes, and the tomatoes love that. They grow like crazy with that. So, a couple of hints for you gardeners out there, right? All right. So anyway, it's nice in here. It's got a nice little shadow in here. It's not too hot, not too cold, just really nice. And look at the plants just loving it. They are really loving it. And I can see some sprouts starting to pop out here on my BVD plant. For those of you who don't know what a BVD plant is, it's a fig tree, because it grows fig leaves that you can wear for underwear. Yeah, I see a bunch of the women out there going, oh no. Anyway, that's that. This apple tree, I don't know, it should be showing signs of sprouting already, and it's not. So something may have happened to that, and it may have died off. Maybe root rot or something like that, who knows. But we'll let it go a little while longer and see what comes out of it. All right, as we move around over here, I got some greens coming up in here. Looks like could be cilantro, could be parsley, who knows. We'll see when it gets a little bit bigger. There's some over here too. And I see I've got parsley. I sprinkled parsley seeds in there, so that could all be parsley. And let's see, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. Oh, look at the pear sprouts coming out of this. Beautiful, just beautiful. And here, coming out right there too. And that is, let's see, Granny Smith apple. All right. Granny sprouts coming out my Granny Smith apple. Everything else, this graft looks good. I think that's Fuji apple. It looks nice and healthy. This is Granny Smith right here. And this is ambrosia, the big section that it's grafted to. And this was the old pear tree. That's let's see, that's pear right there also. That, I think that's Asian pear, but it's turning black at the bottom here, so that may not make it. But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Just wonderful. I'm going to see if I've got some more of this visqueen in my storage area. And just in case, when I get things planted in here, I will cover this with visqueen just to keep it warm and also help warm the soil, because this soil is not up to 70 degrees right now, where it should be for good planting temperature soil. You can get it in there around 60 degrees if you got the warm days coming day after day. But I like to wait until around 70. 68 is okay. But I have my temperature gauge right here. It's reading just about 55. Let's stick that down in there. And it's going downward. It's down to 50. So the ground is much cooler than the air temperature right now. So it's not good for planting your spring vegetables in that cold soil. It's going to shock them, and it's going to be detrimental to the growth of them. So remember stuff like that. Always have a thermometer like that you could stick in the soil and check your soil temperature before you start wasting your plants. All right, that's about it. I'm going to call it a day, get inside, get this thing edited and uploaded. Remember, questions and comments below. And don't forget to get your guesses in as to what that What Is It Wednesday item was. And this is G Bear, thanking you for joining me and supporting me, and signing off.